Santa Cruz is now at least 300 or 400 people strong. And at least half of those, I would wager, are actively volunteering their time, and if not more, and actively going out and spreading the word down in Santa Cruz about that. So that's all within the last 2 months. So they're definitely not sitting still. Now, where are the other 90,000 people that live down the street? Well, you know, a lot of them are concerned. But, you know, they have the daily details and toil of their lives that also have to go on. A lot of them are misinformed. Most people, a lot of people, I have to say, that I meet, still believe that the aerial spraying is now over. So we started this website, this portal, to basically give people access to information that they weren't getting through the standard channels. We started an online petition to basically help the lawmakers and other government agencies understand that people were not, as the papers would like you to believe, the articles or the Department of Food and Agriculture, 100% comfortable with what was about to happen to them, to say it nicely. And, you know, I'm happy to report now that petition has just crossed the 3,500 mark the other day, and it's still growing. So, like, you know, 100 or more every day or two. So, I mean, the number of people that are out there that are against this is growing and growing quite rapidly, and that is causing both I hope the agency, the people in the government agencies, but definitely the lawmakers that we're dealing with, to have to take notice to the issue. I would like to then introduce Isabel to talk to you about what it's like to be sprayed.
I was in my house, you know, I had shut the doors and stuff, but it does come in through the windows, and you know, it's an old house with openings, and so you feel your mouth is dry, your eyes burn, your heart rate goes up. It's not pleasant, and it lasts for about, I don't know, like 2 weeks. There's 2 documents that I'm going to talk to about a little bit, and you can download these on our website. StopTheSpread.org. If you go under resources, and all the stuff that we touch on tonight is you can download it there. All the documents are there. So there's 2 reports that came out that were collected by citizen groups within the area about the health effects, because there was no adequate monitoring of these effects, because the CFA kept saying, well, it's safe. So you don't have to collect any evidence that it's not, I guess. And the official way to report that you feel ill is very complicated. It has to go through a doctor system, and you know, so the form has to be filled out. And it was really not publicized at all. So the size of the capsules in itself are such that they launch themselves in your lungs, so they don't get coughed out. So the actual health reporting, if you felt ill, you would have to go to a doctor. That doctor would have to have a certain form from the EPA. It's like just a form that you have to fill out. But most doctors were not prepared for that, and they were also unaware of this pesticide spraying taking place in the first place, and then also they would often deny that it would have any real effects, because it was always, you know, said, oh, it's just a pheromone and it's safe. So what people faced were doctors who were unwilling to fill out the forms, or who did not know and did not have the forms. So you had very few official health reports, and so in Monterey, actually, the Helping Our Peninsula's Environment Hope, the group, they set an unofficial system in place, which was just an email address where you could send in just a short report of what you felt, and just sort of a report about your effects, or you could send it to them. And so they collected these in this report, in addition to the complaints that came in at the CDFA's own hotline. They had a telephone hotline where they also logged complaints. And those were 330 came into the CDFA themselves. Then, let's see the numbers. Then another, I believe 300 or so were collected by this email address. And these are all collected in this report, and I'm just kind of going through the list of symptoms because it's quite awful. So you have asthma attacks, bronchial irritation, difficulty breathing, coughing, wheezing, skin rashes, vision blurred, eye irritation, sinus bleeding, chest pains and tightness, headaches, sometimes debilitating, inability to concentrate and focus, dizziness, muscle aches, body tremors, intestinal pain, diarrhea, swollen gland lymph nodes, and feeling of lethargy and malaise, menstrual cramping, and interruption to menstrual cycles, in some cases, and recommencement of menstrual cycles after menopause. So a host of symptoms that are sometimes, they seem very strange. Carolyn will talk about that more. They're not strange. Once you get into the science of it all, you can actually read that this is consistent with what's known of these ingredients. The other report is actually something that was submitted by the California Alliance to Stop the Spray in Santa Cruz, and they were asking the County of Santa Cruz Health Services Agency to look into the health reporting and that there's no adequate monitoring for that in place. And that was submitted on January 4th, and we haven't heard back. So you can do all of this, you can collect all these health reports, you can collect all the data, you learn all you ever wanted to know or not wanted to know about pesticides and what they do to you, and then you go to the officials and you put that on their desk and you ask the right questions and you get maybe even understanding back or interest. This feeling of complete violation of your rights, like somewhere an actually unelected bureaucrat, in this case, the CFA, has made a very bad decision, and we don't know why, but we have no way of changing that decision. There is no vote. There's actually a quote by Steve Lyle, one of the public relations people of the CDFA, and he said that right, there is no vote. The authority lies with the state. So the state has made this very bad decision for us. We have apparently no way to get our voices heard. Well, clearly we think different about this.